and welcome to the UCBO Ask Fiscal ticket training demo. First, I want to go over the importance of using these tickets. Sending questions to our Ask Fiscal form is our preferred way to receive any type of correspondence. The ticketing system allows us to track multiple status metrics, compile all information in one place, easily take over cases for other team members when they're out, and it also ensures that your questions aren't lost in a sea of automated notifications. So let's try logging in. First, you'll want to navigate to UCBO's Get Help page. We recommend that you bookmark this page for easy access. And when you get to the Get Help page, you will scroll down to the Fiscal list and select Ask the Team Fiscal Travel at the bottom. It will redirect you to support.ucsd.edu. Submit a business office request. And as you're redirected, you will be asked to sign in using single sign-on Active Directory. Submitting a business office request. There are many ways that you can use this form. It's not just for asking questions about fiscal items and purchasing or any type of travel. You'll also use it for ordering stamps or pay station parking codes, requesting a new P card or a travel and entertainment card, or budget requests. You can also request signatures for any contracts, and this is also a place where you can submit your feedback. So this is what the ticket will actually look like. You'll want to select the business office, undergraduate college's business office, and that will direct the ticket over to us. In the business office request ticket, you'll come across a couple of fields. The unit name will be your department. The category for assistance will be fiscal travel. And the subject will be your ticket header. We highly recommend that you make this as detailed as possible, so it's easier for you if you want to search for the ticket in the future. So for example, instead of titling it travel questions, we recommend travel questions for NOTA 2023. Next, we'll go over the different types of requests submitted through the Ask Fiscal ticket. For stamp orders, you'll go ahead and submit an order at least 3 weeks before you need them. When you submit a request, you will provide a business purpose, the COA you want to charge, when you need the stamps by, and what type of stamp category you'd like. So there are currently 4 different types of stamps. There's a roll of 100 forever stamp, book of 40 forever stamps, sheet of 20 postcard forever stamps, sheet of 10 international forever stamps. And these are all the prices associated with them. Now, the prices and availability of these are subject to change. So whenever you submit that order, your fiscal contact can provide more information on the price and availability of them. Next, we have pay station parking codes. We will need at least 1 week to process this. And with this, you'll also submit a business purpose, and you'll also provide the COA and when you need the codes by. We recommend, again, ordering them at least 1 week prior to needing them. We will also need the COA and the date you need them by or the date that the code will be used. We recommend ordering at least 1 week before you need them. Then we'll also need how many codes you need and how many uses per code that you need. So if it's one guest, and they'll be here for 2-3 days, you can actually order 1 code and have it be used 3 times. The next type of request is a P card or T&E card merchant code lift. And again, we need at least 1 week to process this. For this, we'll need the cardholder name and the last 4 digits of the card. We'll also need the supplier name and their merchant code. US Bank can provide this information for you if you call after the card has been declined. Then we'll also need the date range you need the merchant code lift. It should be within a couple of days. And finally, again, we'll need the business purpose relating to your purchase. A quick note about these merchant code lifts. These lifts will always be temporary unless otherwise requested. Any type of permanent lift request will be reviewed by the Fiscal Operations Manager and IPPS. Next type of request is a travel and entertainment card limit increase request. Again, we need 1 week to process this. And it's very similar to the merchant code lift. We will need the cardholder name and the last four digits of the card, the supplier name, the date range you need the limit increase, the business purpose relating to your purchase. And the biggest difference between the limit increase and a merchant code is letter C here and F. So letter C, we will require the estimated monetary amount of the single transaction you wish to make, or the or the total cycle limit increase you're requesting. So if you need to submit a swag order of $6,000, we'll go ahead and submit a request for $6,000. Or if you know that you're going to be purchasing a lot of things in 1 month in preparation for an event, let's say a couple thousand here, 1,000 here, a couple thousand another day, and you know that's going to reach the cycle limit, you can request a cycle limit increase and include the general breakdown of the purchases that you'll be making. And letter F, we will require documents for this. If you have any invoices or quotes provided by the vendor, please submit that. And also, if you are purchasing swag products and you have a design for it, please submit that as well. Now, after you get the limit increase approved and processed, make sure you communicate the dates to your vendors. The purchase will be declined if your card is charged outside of the requested date range, which means that we will need to apply for another limit increase. The next type of request is a P card or travel and entertainment card exception. We will need about 1 to 2 weeks for this to process. So this is usually for items that you're typically not allowed to buy through the payment method requested. So if it's things like flowers, or if it's a Lyft program, or Uber Eats for student programs, things like that. So you'll go ahead and provide what you're trying to buy for what reason, where you're trying to buy it with the supplier name, the estimated monetary amount, the date of the event, and also, of course, the relating business purpose. Next, we'll go over honorarium. So honorarium are basically small payments for services that are usually free of charge. And this type of payment method is permitted for any type of manuscript or article appraisals and board or committee member work. When you submit a request for honorarium payments, you'll provide the payee name and email. Note that this payee cannot be a UC employee. Then you'll also provide the payment amount per day and the total payment amount. You'll also indicate if they want a paper check issued by the day of the event. If yes, it will require at least 1 month notice prior to the event. If no, the payment will be issued through their chosen payment method after the event. You'll also need to provide the dates of the activity, so the dates of the event. And also you'll need to provide the type of work being performed or what type of document or group it's being performed for. And lastly, we will need the COA that you wish to charge. Now, historically, we used to have speakers paid through an honorarium, but now through a central office process change, all speaker honorariums must now be paid through a performance agreement payment. And you can go ahead and refer to the PA resources on Confluence to learn more. Next, we have our budget requests. Now, the turnaround for budget requests will vary depending on the time of year. So these budget reports, also known as fund balance reports, are already released 3 times a year. We have the fall report that runs from July to December, and this is available in February. A winter report that runs from July to March, available in May. And the fiscal year-end report that runs from July to June, and this is available in September or October of the next fiscal year. So if you need a fund balance report outside of these 3 schedules, you will submit that budget request ticket. When you are requesting these ad hoc budget reports, you will need to provide the COA, what you're interested in learning about. So if it's a PPM cost report, we will want the type of expense if it's applicable. So if it's office supplies or food for student programming or travel. Unfortunately, we cannot pull reports for specific programs or events unless they already have their own COA. And next, we can also pull a telecom report. Quick note about these types of budget reports. We do not give out any type of salary reports regarding professional staff and faculty. However, student salary reports will be provided to supervisors beginning September of 2025. And the last type of request we have is signatures for contracts, also known as hospitality contracts. And we will need about 1 to 2 weeks for this to process. So these are regarding any types of events that you have off campus where you need to sign a contract to reserve something. When submitting these tickets, you will need to provide the PDF or document of the contract that needs to be signed. We cannot accept any web links. It has to be a PDF or a Word document of the contract. Next, we'll need a completed hospitality contract form that's linked here, and you can fill out the form according to this template here. So this hospitality contract form isn't limited to off-campus events where you're reserving something. It can also include agreements with ticket sellers, restaurant reservations, campground agreements, boat agreements. It can also include travel bundle packages and licensing agreements. Now, after you submit your ticket, you should get an email confirmation that looks like this. To look at your tickets or to add watchers, you'll want to go to support.ucsd.edu, go to My Stuff, Tickets, and click on the relevant ticket. Next, we'll move on to processing time. Now, the timeline begins with you submitting the ticket. When you submit, please provide as much information as possible. Then UCBO will assess the ticket. Please note that we try to give a status update no later than 3 to 5 business days. If your ticket requires additional research, we will let you know an estimated time frame. And then it moves on to the ticket closing. So at the end, after everything has been completed, a solution will have been proposed and accepted, or we followed up asking for additional information and we did not get a response within 5 days, which leads to the ticket auto closing. Additional resources. If you need additional help, we ask that you first go to Confluence. If the information is on Confluence and you have further questions, please submit an Ask Fiscal ticket. If the information is not on Confluence and there are no office hours coming up, please submit an Ask Fiscal ticket. However, if office hours are coming up, please attend office hours first before submitting a ticket. And speaking of office hours, we currently offer 2 sessions a week. Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. is dedicated for P-card questions, and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. are general office hours. Please check Confluence for any Zoom links and the most up-to-date office hours schedule. And that brings us to the end of the Ask Fiscal ticket demo. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your fiscal contact or submit an Ask Fiscal ticket.